Let it settle. We'll do a wheel landing here if I can. I'll just gently hold the stick back. Now, as soon as I tap the brake, back. Now, as soon as I tap the brake, back. Now, as soon as I back. Now, as soon as I tap the brake. Okay, here we are back in DCS. I'm still trying to figure out how to get everything set up to make landings possible in this Spitfire in DCS. I've come to the conclusion that the problem is not the software. It's not the flight model. It's the brake that I'm using, the brake axes. I'll show you when I get flying here. Okay, just let me get trimmed for level flight. Now, look at how that brake is sticking on. Right, so that's the problem. I thought it was spiking, but what's happening is when I operate the lever, it's not acting like an axis. It's going full on and sticking there. And then no wonder the airplane's tipping over onto its nose. So I got to figure out a way to fix that in the joystick calibration. In the meantime, I'm going to fly out here a bit, and we'll just set up for a landing. Let's put the gear down. Okay, gear is down. We're coming in just a little bit hot, so I'm going to put flaps down too, which makes for a trim change. There we go. Let's see if we can do a little touch and go here. Ooh, too much trim. Look at this thing fight me. Holy crap. I think they've overmodeled the tendency of it to roll to the left with throttle. I think that's a little bit overmodeled, but I'm not sure. Let's do a circuit. Let's get the flaps up, put the nose down, get some airspeed up. Flaps are up. You do not want to do that when you got low airspeed. Not with nearly 90 degrees of flaps down. Lots of drag, lots of lift. Lots of trouble if you raise them at too low a speed, too high an attitude. Okay, gear is down and locked. This time I'm not going to trim so much for the landing because I had way too much nose up trim when I tried to do the touch and go. It's like a drunken sailor at an amateur dance. I'm in a little bit tight, kind of doing a teardrop thing here. Not the best approach I ever flew, but regretfully not the worst either. Let's try and do this without the flaps. No, don't rise up yet. Don't raise the nose. There we go. Hold it off. There we go. Now just keep working those rudder pedals. Stick back, work the rudder pedals. My first tail dragger, well, actually my second tail dragger instructor, the one that checked me out on Satabri, has told me a simple secret. Said there is no secret. Fly the airplane till you got it at the hangar. Now, why does it do this? Look at that. I had to put full brake on. I haven't quite got this thing figured out. I'm not sure why I would want to deviate from a straight line when there's no power on and therefore very little torque. Again, it's probably a joystick setting or user error on my part. But at least I'm surviving the landings. But look at that, eh? Put the joystick, use the lever, and it's, you know, it's crazy. I wonder if it's like it's mapped backwards or something. Because it wants to stay on. There, now, I pushed the button that I was using, and it locked down. But as soon as I touch it, look at that. One little touch on the joystick, and it's crazy, man, crazy. Let's see what it looks like in the control settings. Okay, let's go to axes. Just like this. Wheel brakes. Here we are. Gunfighter. Oh, that's not all but axes. I want the axes commands. Come on, Dave. Think about what you're doing. Analog. Now, why is this? That is crazy, man. Let's tune it. I don't understand why it would, in the sim, stick. It's not doing that here. Well, let's... It's coming back to 0 every time in here. But it's very, very sensitive. Can I invert it? I wonder if that would make it... I don't know, we could try that. I don't think it's going to help. But we'll try that. Okay. All right. That's what I needed to do. Just invert it. All right. I don't have the flaps down, so I should be able to take off. Apply a little bit of brake and a little bit of right rudder to brake the right wheel. Too much trim. Whoa. When am I going to learn? I don't know. Slowly, it appears. I'm learning. I'm learning very slowly. But this is just a great sim. I mean, it's once I get it sorted, it's going to be. It'll be my go-to sim just for the joy of flying the Spitfire, but the only thing it's lacking is, as a game, if you're a World War II fan, there just isn't enough to do. There aren't enough airplanes. You can't recreate the Battle of Britain because there's no early Spitfire or early 109. There's no ME-110. There's no Heinkel. I mean... And those will eventually probably be made and sold as modules, each of which will cost about as much as a copy of IL-2. So it's like, Yeah. I love this game, but it's horrendously expensive. And if you're a World War II guy, you just don't get enough for your money. I don't like the way this is set up. Let's go around here. That's what happens when I try to talk and fly. It's bad enough when I try and talk and chew bubblegum. Yeah. I gotta get that NEcksafer program working. I don't know what's going on with that. It is the most amazing program, though. Yeah, we're gonna side slip a little bit here. And I think maybe, I don't think I need to put the flaps out. We're okay. Gear is down and locked. We'll make this one a full stop. Boy, it's hard work to keep that straight on the runway as you're landing. I don't know if the real spit was like that, but you know what? I think it's kind of fun. It's hard, but it's kind of fun. There's nothing. It's I was applying brake and rudder at the same time. Hit the brake, and if the airplane's veering left, right rudder, and that applies both rudder and right brake. It's just the way the Spitfire was designed. You have one brake lever, but it hits either both brakes or just one wheel, depending on which rudder pedal you've got depressed. At least I think that's the way it works. Anyway, we got down and safe and landed in a pretty straight line, and by my standards, that's a successful day. Thanks for watching the trials and tribulations of an old fat man in a cruel world, and the joys of DCS, which is really a pretty remarkable sim. Thanks for watching.